So everybody has a story about their Christmas tree, and mine is no different. It's an older tree that I have thought about in the past of replacing because it doesn't have lights on it, and I really hate putting lights on it every year. But it's a really pretty tree, and I can't get past that. And the story behind how uh, we got this tree is one that pretty much it pretty much is understandable if you know my parents. So if you know me really well, you know I have a tendency to be hard-headed, or can be, but I get it really naturally. Between both of my grandfathers, who could have been professional arguers or debaters, if there were such a thing, but they weren't, there wasn't, but they loved to argue and loved to debate. And anyway, apparently that gene got passed down to both of my parents on each side of their families. And so growing up, I always thought we had to have a real tree, and Mom always thought we had to have a real tree. Dad, he really, I don't think, could care less if we'd have had a real tree, a fake tree, or no tree. But anyway, Mom loved Christmas, and she loved everything about it, and she loved Christmas trees. And so anyway, growing up, we would go a few weeks before Christmas to Aunt Verbal and Uncle Charles's farm and find a tree that would work for a Christmas tree for that year. And we'd bring it home and get everything decorated, and it was fun, and it was what you would expect. It's one of those magical experiences growing up that you just always remember when you look back at that time in your life. And anyway, so moving forward several years later, there was one year where I don't completely remember how it happened. I know Dad was really busy one year, and I think it was before Mom got sick, or maybe shortly thereafter. I can't remember for sure, but anyway, it was just a really busy Christmas time. And anyway, we kept waiting on Dad to get the tree, or to go cut a tree. And anyway, we just kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and we couldn't, it just wasn't working out. And so, for a week or so before Christmas, Mom is just complaining and griping that we don't have a tree up already. I can't believe we don't have a tree up. I don't like this. Next year we're going to get a fake tree, and we're going to put it up, and we're going to put it up at Thanksgiving, and all of these kinds of things. And it's kind of what you would expect from somebody that wants a real Christmas tree, or wants a Christmas tree up. And so but she had said those kind of things before, so I didn't really think anything about it. And we get closer to the day of Christmas, and still no tree a few days beforehand. And I remember we actually went to Walmart a few days before Christmas, and she was looking at artificial trees, and I was like, I can't believe she's really looking at artificial trees, because we're not getting a tree. This is not gonna happen. We're not putting up an artificial tree. I was just dead set against it. I knew that Dad had been busy, and it was just one of those things. And but anyway, my mom was not gonna let it go. And anyway, so I can't remember if it was the 23rd or the 24th, but Dad finally brought in a Christmas tree and was ready to get it up. I was ready to put it up, and Mom said, nope, that tree is not coming in the house. We are not having a Christmas tree this year. It's too late. It takes too much work, and I am not going to do it. We are not going to do it. And I was devastated, but what can you do? So anyway, what was funny was the day after Christmas, there was a guy that worked for Dad that showed up at the house, and anyway, he saw the tree on the front porch, and he said, boy, that looks like a pretty tree. I bet it was a pretty tree when y'all put it up. And Dad was just, he didn't say a word. So anyway, but Mom had said all along, I am going the day after Christmas, and we are getting a Christmas tree for next year, and I am never doing this again. We are never not having a tree. And so all these years later, I don't know for sure, like I said, I can't remember when exactly we got this tree, but here it is. It's still here. It's got some new decorations. It's got a lot of old decorations that I either made from elementary school, or decorations that Mom bought. She loved buying ornaments. That last Christmas that we all had together, I remember she and Miss Judy would swap ornaments, and I remember that Judy Hawes brought by, I don't remember, there was at least two, and there may have been a couple more ornaments that they had exchanged that year, and one of them is still my favorite, or one of my favorites. Really is my favorite. That I've got it towards the top of the tree this year. Let's see if we can find it. The tree has not always rotated. It has rotated since last year. That was a new addition. I found a couple of years ago, I found a rotating tree stand at Home Depot, and I thought, well, that looks stupid. It wouldn't really be, anything to have a Christmas tree that rotated. And for a year I thought about it, and I was like, that would be pretty fun. There it is. So I don't know if you can see it very well, but it says, Starlight, Star Bright, Jesus is the star tonight. And it's got a couple of snowmen kind of around a star. And anyway, I've just always kind of thought about that ornament every year, and it's always one of the first ones to go on the tree. And you can see there's a hands and feet ornament that I got at Concord whenever we were sponsoring the Hands and Feet ministry in Haiti. You can see there's football players and baseball players. There's a lot of Santas and snowmen and those kinds of things that we had a ton of. Mom loved all that kind of stuff. And anyway, so like I said, it's a unique tree. Miss Judy always called it the All-American tree because it had so many different things about just growing up and life here in the States. And anyway, so that's the story of my rotating Christmas tree. The only thing it really needs is a train, apparently. I've always wanted a train, but I've never bought one. I almost did this year, but I didn't. So this video isn't it's not very clear. You can't really, it really doesn't do justice to the tree. But anyway, so everyone, thank you for watching this video, and I hope that you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.